Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 606. I'm Brian Cohen from Best Page Forward, joined by Christine Sterling, who writes heartwarming Western and contemporary romance books. She is also a wonderful coach with our Best Page Forward Groundbreakers program. Christine, how you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to dive into today.
Oh, yeah, me too. You talked about you. That's all good. You alluded last week to something had slipped through the cracks and the sales went down and we had to do a deep dive into figuring it out. Do you want to kind of tell that story about, because we could think of this as a bad, but I think this was a net positive to figure out, okay, when royalties go down, it isn't necessarily the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It felt like the end in the moment, but
It
really wasn't. And so what ended up happening is I was participating in what they call a round robin, which is where authors share each other's free books to get other readers to sign up for their newsletter. So I was using it as a growth builder. So my mistake is I have a series that is my most popular and most profitable series, accounts for about 90% of my income. And I took book one out. I took book one out of Kindle Unlimited. I am a KU author. And I put it in this round robin because in my little mind, I was like, yes, I will get new readers. They will read book one and they will be so excited and hooked into the series. Also put book one on 99 cents on Amazon to try to get people in. And I understand things are loss leaders, but this was like a huge loss leader because it just completely tanked me. But by looking at my data, I was able to go back and say, what happened this month that changed? Well, what happened that month is then to December, I pulled that book out of KU and I stuck it in this round robin. And the round robin wasn't going to be making me any money. It was going to be bringing me new readers, which is fabulous. But I realized two things at that point. One, you don't mess with a series that's doing really well. And two, I needed to create a new reader magnet for that series. And so that's what I did, is created a new book, and that went into the round robin. As soon as I did that and I started throwing a little bit more money at ads, or started running ads to this book on Amazon, it just skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed. So my lesson learned was get your book in front of the right people. Yeah. Because they will look at it, they will buy it, and people in this genre are whale readers. They fall in love with that first book and then they will binge read everything on your backlist.
A thing I also learned, because we were in the trenches on this one together, Christine, figuring this out for you. Christine is one of my Pathfinders students, and so for folks who graduate our Groundbreakers program, or folks who are earning over $2,500 a month in royalties, they can participate in my Groundbreaker, in my Pathfinders coaching program. And when we were in the thick of this, I also learned that authors love to take action. Authors love to take action. They follow the old Gary Cooper, why just stand there when you could do something? And instead of the Clint Eastwood twist on that of why do something when you could just stand there? And there is so much power to continuing to do what works and adding on little bits on the outside rather than making huge tweaks, which can then damage the moneymakers. And so we figured it out. We sorted it out. And you went from having had your best month ever before this point to now having the two best months back to back. And so we know that a royalties drop, and you had a 70% royalties drop.
Yeah.
At the same time when you were sick and had other stuff going on, and now they're back.
They're back. They're back. I'm back. I mean,
you're back.
It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So definitely, don't give up. When your royalties go down, don't give up. Just try to figure out what it was that happened. Get into the nitty gritty, get into the data, because there is an answer. There is an answer in there. I noticed I don't have the question in here for the previous week's question, but the question was, what fulfills you in your author career? Bethany Tucker said, I'm fulfilled by the writing already, connecting to readers, having my alpha reader threaten me for the next chapter. That's amazingly fulfilling. I love that. Career-wise, to the business side, I want to be able to support my household on the profit of my business alone. So this is really more about the goals. And I love that, Bethany. I love it when people threaten me for wanting more of my reading or more of my programs. Lynn Collins Remmelgast said, I want to make enough money to support myself without it becoming so stressful that I no longer enjoy it. Not looking to get rich. I don't want to get so busy I can't find time to enjoy my life. Maybe impossible, but willing to try. Not impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you want to work less and make more, but not make so much work for yourself, I think everything is possible. Everything is in reach here. Christine, what would you say, like, what's a big goal for you? I mean, you've had a lot of upheaval in the last 2 years. Like, what would you say is a big goal for you?
Well, my big goal is I think I've gotten back to baseline. It's taken me a year, but I've gotten back to baseline. So my big goal is to hit the next level, and still kind of figuring out what that looks like. Is it going to be more books? Is it going to be adding new categories or tropes into what I'm currently writing? So I'm still kind of exploring that, and I'm very excited for what the next couple of months are going to be, because I have my foundation and I have that baseline, and I know that my covers are on par, and I know that my backlist is starting to make me money now, and focusing on that one series. So I will continue doing that, and then see what the future holds.
Love it. Love it. I mean, I think that we can get clear about what the next level looks like for us, and we can also leave it open. Like, this or something better is an Amanda Francisism that I like to bring in. This or something better. Just say we want this thing or something better, something slightly different that's still amazing.
And I think that it's important, Brian. This is one of my favorite quotes, is that you can't chart your course unless you look at the map.
I like that.
So one of the best things that I have done for my author career, and I've had plenty of mentors, and I've loved all of them, and I've had, I've purchased the courses and I purchased everything else. But one of the best things that I did was invest in myself, and joining the Pathfinders group was that investment, because that's giving me the map. I mean,
yeah,
I made my 5-year plan, or my 3-year plan in Pathfinders.
Yeah.
And what's my 3-year plan going to look like? And so going back, my next step is, what am I going to have to do to take me there?
I love it. I love it. Awesome. Which makes me think I want to do a group project in December, maybe for our like a real close, like 3-week thing concentrated on coming up with our resolutions. Don't let me forget that one. I think it's good. Okay. Join Pathfinders if you want to be involved in that. Top story: pen to Paperwhite. BookFunnel has introduced a new digital ebook signing feature, which allows authors to sign books in person or online to customize a reader's version of their book, according to a recent webinar from the company. The feature lets authors add a signature, a message, or any other customization added during online events or in person. The company officially launched the feature during last week's Author Nation event to select users. During that webinar in October, the company said that this feature works best on tablets, though it can work on smartphones as well. In addition to using the feature at events, other use cases for the feature include using social media live streams and signing reader magnets, providing signed ebooks for giveaways and prizes, Kickstarter campaigns, and Patreon rewards as well. To see the future demoed, you can take a peek at the video linked from our website. So, Christine, this is cool. I've heard of people doing this before, but now with BookFunnel having the access to it, obviously a lot more self-published authors would potentially be able to play with this one. What did you think when you heard about this feature?
I am excited about this. I am so excited because a lot of my readers read ebooks. So for them to be able to get a personalized ebook is fabulous. And to be able to write a personalized note to somebody, as opposed to just here's my chicken scrawl signature, is is incredible. I mean, I think that it's going to be a real up level for authors that sell ebooks. Certainly, people that have their own Shopify store. You know, this isn't just an additional artifact to your
Right.
catalog, and I think that it's going to be great, especially if you do things like seasonal tie-ins, like Christmas. Hey, who wants a signed ebook for Christmas? I mean, the marketing potentials of this are absolutely incredible. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think that what BookFunnel is always doing is when they notice something out in the world, because I've heard of the signed ebook before, they're like, okay, well, how can we put this out on a mass scale? Because if some random company does it, or some random person figures out a tweak to do it, it's not necessarily going to catch on in a mass way. But by BookFunnel doing it, where so many self-published authors have access to the feature, now it actually has the opportunity to take off.
And here's another thing, though. When you download an ebook onto your e-reader, whether it's a tablet, a Kindle, your phone, or something else, or reading it on your desktop, it's an ebook. I mean, it is
Yeah.
a story. It's a story that the author wrote. But when you download a signed digital copy, you have gone from, hey, this is just a digital download, to this is personal. This is personal. This is something I'm not going to delete off of my Kindle or my tablet or my phone, because this is signed, and this is a connection to the author.
Yeah. I love that. To that point, Christine, like, how are you, like, if you had this feature today, how would you feel like you'd use it by the end of the year to connect with those wonderful readers of yours?
To connect with those wonderful readers, I would offer a personalized message. Maybe give a couple of prompts as to what type of message they would like. But I would really leverage, based upon the time of year that we're at, holiday books, Christmas books, going into the New Year's, and then take that. If it works for Christmas, we're just going to pick it up and we're going to do the same thing for Valentine's Day. And we're going to do the same thing for the next one. We'll do the same thing for Mother's Day. We'll do the same thing for, all of the holidays. And it's just repeat marketing. I love that. I love easy. That's just an easy thing to do.
I like that.
We'll just pick it up and move it.
I like that too.
But Brian, how do you think? And I love digital books. I mean, my reader is filled with digital books. But I also love having a book in my hand. The smell of the paper and being able to, crack the spine. Although I don't really want to crack the spine, but being able to hold it and put a bookmark in there. So, how do you think readers are going to connect with a digital copy versus a physically signed copy?
Look, I think it'll be different people will connect with different things. There are some readers who go to an event and they want to buy every shiny spine, every shiny sprayed edge, everything. And they just want the pretty ones. There are some who can't afford that, but they still want some level of personalization and connection. There are some people that travel for these things, some people that stay at home for these things. I think this just gives the opportunity for that customization to maybe a new audience that hadn't been able to get the customization due to a limited budget, or just not really wanting. Not everyone wants a bunch of shiny books. They like the digital. But they still crave that connection. And so I think it's readers will still connect with this, but it won't be the shiny sprayed edge people. It will be a different subset of those people.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
Thanks. Let's go into the lightning round. Christine, we need another lightning sound from you.
Oh, let's see. I did the splatter last week. Hold on.
Oh, we gotta get ready for this one. Yeah.
Crack.
Ooh, that's good. That was like the slate for a new scene in our movie, the lightning round. So Christine, teaching and coaching have always been a part of your author career in some way. What do you like about helping to lift up others?
Well, it's not, I may be lifting them up, but they're lifting me too up. And
Yeah.
one one of my quotes that I love to pull out is a rising tide lifts all ships.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
so as authors, when one author wins, we all win.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I love is being able to see people in their growth, see people get excited about things. Um, Watch people ask questions about, well, why isn't this working? Or what can I do to do that? Or wins. I love wins. I love celebrating people. So having those light bulb moments, watching them get empowered about their author career, becoming the CEO, moving from a hobby business to I am a CEO of my author business, and watching the abundance mindset, because I think 90% of our business is mindset, in
Yeah.
addition to
Oh,
writing.
agreed.
But
I absolutely agree with that number. People need the right mindset. I love that, Christine. That's awesome.
absolutely, Brian, you've been a coach for a while, so you know, and I know that your students, they get so much from you because you just pour and pour and pour into them. But
Yeah.
what is it that you get out of coaching? What do you enjoy the most?
I love maximizing people's potential. I love helping people like move the detritus out of the way, whether it's mindset or things that the person shouldn't be doing or what have you. Moving those things out of the way so that it just clears the path for maximizing profit, for having great success. I've loved seeing people just change their lives. It's been such a good feeling to help people do that. And so I definitely, that's the best thing I get out of coaching, when I see someone finally get it and then the path is just cleared for them to move forward.
And you're so good at it too.
Oh,
You really do.
shucks. Thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
great.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. And so, Christine, what do you think is one of the biggest challenges facing the mid-listers, these folks kind of in this 1,500 to 5,000 or even up to 10,000 per month, these mid-listers as they try to scale to the big time? What do you think is what is their challenge?
Um, Burnout, delegation, and mindset. I think it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
down to those three things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
burnout and fatigue is real. You are pushing yourself, hustle, 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 rapid releasing. I've got to learn this skill. I've got to learn that skill. I've got 20 courses on my computer that I have to get through because it's going to have some magical thing for me. You get burned out. And
Yeah.
so being able to take care of yourself, your mental health, your physical health, um, I think that that's a challenge. My word this year, if you choose a word for the year, my word this year was rest. I
Mm.
needed to rest and rebuild. So if you're going, that's going to lead to burnout and fatigue. Um, Being able to delegate, asking for help, saying, I need help. Has somebody done this? Or is there somebody I can hire to do X? Because you don't have to do it all. And that takes you from the mindset of, I'm an author and I'm just going to publish books. I'll publish one book a year or whatever it is, to I am the CEO of my publishing business. Because
Yeah.
CEOs delegate.
Yeah. That is true. That is absolutely true. We can all be CEOs.
Right. Well, yes, absolutely. And one last thing, and this also goes into the mindset, is authors. Well, I've seen a lot of authors who will invest in a course that they don't take, or they will invest in a program, or you know, um, they buy things that they don't necessarily need at the time for their businesses, but they will not invest in themselves in terms of hiring a coach or getting somebody to handhold them along the process. They,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've seen that. It's like, oh, it's too expensive for me to hire a coach, but yet you'll pay $400 for a cover, for example.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that's not important, but it's just the priorities. And that made a huge difference in my career. Being able to hire somebody, the money was tight, but I hired someone, and then I basically lost my income with getting sick. But it's still invest in myself for growth for the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. That kind of back and forth between, well, when do I put in money? When do I not? When do I invest? When do I try to reduce expenses? But, I think that if you're looking to grow, some of those costs are needed.
They are needed. And, you talk about your list of assets being, okay, well, here are my books and here are the things that I'm publishing and this and the other. You are your own best asset, because without you, your books aren't going to be in the world.
Right.
So being able
Absolutely.
to do that. So when we talk about the systems and things like that, being able to delegate to somebody and the mindset and all of that, how do you tie that in terms of future planning? I'm here, I want to be there. And how does that affect long-term growth for a lot of these authors in the community?
Well, I think that so many authors think about tomorrow, but they don't think about 6 weeks from now. They don't think about 2 years from now. And maybe they do on their production calendar. I think some authors are really good about the production calendar, but they aren't thinking about, oh, well, if I want to invest in the future, I'm going to have to do X, Y, and Z now to be ready for it. Like, very few of us do estate planning, but it's very, very important. Very few of us figure out, oh, well, if I'm going to be spending more money on ads, maybe I have the right kind of ad credit card, or I have a backup plan if I need more credit, like a credit line. Like, these are things that people don't really think about. But these are absolutely long-term moves that you can make ahead of time that can make a huge difference. And so I think authors need to future plan more than just the production calendar. They need to future plan their business.
Absolutely. So it's not about writing faster, it's about planning and building smarter.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's tough to be patient. It's so tough to be patient. And yet that patience could make you $1 million if
I
you
want
let
it
it.
now. A lot of people are
I know.
immediate gratification. I want it now.
I know. I know. I've got one
So,
more question for
sure.
you, Christine, to kind of round it out here.
Mhm.
So, what is one piece of advice you'd give to authors who want to eventually make a full-time living in self-publishing?
One piece of advice. That's two. I'm thinking because
You
it's
can
kind of
do
like,
two. You're allowed to do two. What came to mind?
um,
What came to mind?
know your numbers and take care of yourself. So
Mm,
those are the two things. Know your numbers. Know where you've been. And when I was in corporate America, we had to project what was going to happen the next year. I mean, you had to create a budget. You were creating your budget back in August for what was going to happen the following year. And it was all based upon projections. Well, where did they get those projection numbers? What happened in the past? And it doesn't matter if it's $10 or $10 million. You've got to know your numbers.
yeah,
Because you're not going to be able to know where you're going or to be able to project, I need to do X, Y, and Z to get there. And, the other piece is just be sure to take care of yourself through the process.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's. I learned so much when Claire was co-hosting the show. I learned so much about taking better care of myself, and I've put more and more of that into practice over the years, and I'm so glad that I have, and my health has gotten better, and that's only made it so that my work is more joyful.
I love that. Joy is so important. Brian, do we have time for one more question for me to ask you one more question?
Oh yeah, well, let's go off script. I love it. I love it.
Okay. So when we talk about, knowing your numbers, and we talk about, these projections and where we're going to be going, clarity, systems, things like that. What can you recommend to help authors along this way to get that clarity, to get that system in place?
Man, first and foremost, I think that you have to go in there. You have to go in. It's scary sometimes to go into your KDP dashboard and to analyze, well, how much have I sold of this book? How much have I sold of that book? You need to mix it up. You need to actually go in there. If you run ads, you need to go into the ads and do a little compare contrast. How is this series performing versus this series? How is this, when you factor in the ads, how is this doing versus that? And I think it can be difficult to do on your own, which is why, Best Page Forward exists, because we have our 14-day author ad profit challenge. We have my book, Self-Publishing with Amazon Ads. We have resources. And at a higher level, we have our author ad school course and we have our Groundbreakers author mastermind programs so that you can be walked through. I love it. We have an author who's done very well for herself who just the other day said, well, finally got it. I love data now. You've ruined me. And it's just great because we're helping people make those aha moments. And it makes me so happy when they have those aha moments.
So I know we're going to be wrapping up soon, but if somebody wants to find out more about Groundbreakers or Ad School or your 14-day challenge or get a copy of your book, how would they go about doing that?
Just email us, Brian, Bryan, at sellingforauthors.com. We'll direct you to the right place. Switchboard operators are standing by.
There you go.
I love it.
Thank you so much. It's been so much fun.
Yay. Oh, good. Well, we've got one last piece of fun, which is to figure out that question of the week. Okay. For this week. We talked about, taking care of yourself. I want to lean in on that.
Okay.
Because I think you brought that up as being one of the two things people can do. And I think knowing your numbers, absolutely. We talk about that all the time. Taking care of yourself. How would you feel about a taking care of yourself question?
I love a taking care of yourself question.
Awesome. How do you take care of yourself so that you're here to be a part of your business for the long term?
I love that.
Thank you. And thank you for inspiring it. Y'all, you can answer the question of the week over at Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group or at sellmorebookshow.com. You should consider, if you like Western romance, contemporary romance, if you like Christian romance, if you like clean romance, go to ChristineSterling.com. Go check her stuff out. If you liked the sound of Christine's voice, you want to be coached by her, email us, Brian at sellingforauthors.com. We can make that happen. Christine, it's been a delight to have you here.
It has been such a wonderful time. I've had so much fun. I've loved talking to you about all of these things, and I hope you invite me back again in the future.
Okay, I'm putting you on the list. Thank you. All right, folks. Well, we will be back next week. We always have more shows. We've done 11 years. We're not quitting yet, so don't worry. So for Christine, I'm Brian. I hope you have a great week of book selling, and we'll talk to you next week for episode 607. Bye.